There are three important qualifying questions to ask. And most agents, well, they only ask one or two. So I want to take you on a deep dive here and take a look at what are the questions that I train agents to ask and I've been trained to ask as we go along. Hey guys, this is James Adams, Apex Agents and the Adams Group Experience. And I'm going to go ahead and share a quick slide preview that I've given for you guys to talk about this, talking about prospecting for new leads that have come in. We're all excited when we get one, but then, lots of thoughts come into play. What do I say? What do I do? How do I do it? So when they come in, what do I do with them? What's going on? So we're going to lay down a couple of fundamental rules for when a new lead comes in. So this is a study. This was done by Harvard. And what it does is it breaks down a couple of really important rules, right? So like when a new lead comes in, we're all hesitant. If there's something that's hard for us to do, we will find a way to avoid it. And prospecting, anybody who says differently is bullshitting. It's difficult, right? But let's find a way to get through that, right? Do you like to make more money? Because this is a Harvard study based on 1,500 dials or 15,000 dials. And here's the breakdown, right? So you got a 900% increase in contact rates if they were called within 5 minutes. That means that it goes down 900% if it happens 5 to 10 minutes. So when you get that lead, you want to call them right away. Don't think about all the things that go through all of our heads and find a way to avoid it. Persistence is the second part. And guys, just playing on the fundamentals here. Average call attempts by reps want to be better than the other agents. Okay, well, about 40% of them stop after the first call. So if you make it to the second one, you're already better than about half the competition. But what's really interesting here is that third call is where only 10% of agents will make that call. And it keeps going further down. Now, if you look at the graph on the left, 90%. So only about 4% of agents will make it to the sixth call. 90% of contacts are made on the sixth attempt. Keep going. The question to ask yourself is you always got to go back to why. Do you feel that they're going to be better off to use you to buy or sell their home than somebody else? I mean, if you answer that question as no, go pick up bowling. So if that question is a yes, which it definitely should be, let's make it to the sixth call. Let's help these people. Let's get them to where they need to go. A couple of stats here breaking down the best days to make calls. So Tuesday and Thursday for sure. And this isn't to just, oh, new lead came in, wait until then. This is for those second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth contacts. Tuesday and Thursday are the best. And the times between 4 and 5 are the strongest time to reach everybody. And that makes a ton of sense. Good old saying, do you work a 9 to 5? So you're catching people on their way home from work. They're in the car. It's a great time to grab them. They don't mind giving a couple of minutes because who doesn't like talking on the phone while they drive? So that lead comes in, and I'm human. I've been through this, and all these thoughts are going to go through our head. I'm going to sound stupid. Oh my God, what do I say? Maybe they're still looking at the website. I don't want to interrupt them. This shit doesn't work. There's all sorts of things that go through our heads when we get that lead. That's why I gave you those fundamentals up front. That was a study done by Harvard by a neutral body to test what's the best way to go about prospecting. What's the best way to go about cold calling or warm leads or whatever you want to call them. And it's speed to lead. That's a real true thing. That lead comes in, call them. So most of us know this term, right? So people buy with the people that they know, like, and trust. That's real great, but how do you get them there? What do you do? So this is my method, and the one that I found that works. There's 3 simple questions, and if you're watching this, I'm sure that there's probably 2 of those that you ask a lot. Well, what are you looking for? Okay, 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, square footage minimum. Do you want any land? Do you need a pool? That's what. The other question that everybody asks very quickly is, how are you going to pay for that? And you know, honestly, it's the biggest turnoff you could ever ask somebody. Is they don't know you. They're not likely to like you now, and they don't trust you well enough to share their financial information. So even if they have a pre-approval, I mean, it's still an offending question. Like, you go up there and you're checking out at Walmart and you're cashing out for your groceries, and the lady looks at you and says, "Hey, do you have a credit card? Or are you going to pay cash? How are you going to pay for this?" Instead of just assuming that if you've gotten to this point that you're smart enough that you're going to know that you have to do it. Is that the truth? No, but let's walk through this system and get to the question that nobody seems to ask, which is when. So what? Pretty simple. It's exactly what you think, right? So this is the very first start. And you're picking them up. They say, "Hello, hello, James." Yeah. Who's this is calling? Oh, hey, this is James over at the Adams Group Experience. Before I even get started, have I caught you at a bad time? Yes, but I'm busy. But what is this about? Hey, it's okay. You I really want to get 2 minutes of your time and attention. So what's a good time for me to call you back? No, no, listen, right now it's fine. Awesome. Microcommitments. Same thing works. No matter what, you're yes or no, but the other one is no, but what is this about? Awesome. Well, hey, is it okay if I ask for 2 minutes of your time just to go through this and try to get things ironed out? Question mark. Yes, but what is this about? Okay, awesome. I really appreciate your time and you taking time to listen to me. So I seen that you recently came in through one of our Facebook ads. Again, this is James Adams with the Adams Group Experience, and I just wanted to reach out and see if there was any interest in that particular home. No, no, no. I was just clicking on it. I'm just looking. Okay. Well, hey, look, I'm here. I'm local, and whether you buy a house today or 10 years down the road, I'm still going to be doing this. Is there any plan of buying a house here in the next 10 years? Well, yeah. Okay. Awesome. Do you mind just taking a couple of minutes to maybe tell me a little bit about what that house would look like? I'd really like to get a good sense of that this way when homes come up that really fit what you're looking for. I can send them over. Well, yeah, we need a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and there's a bunch of questions that follow into that everybody knows, right? Like, how many bedrooms do you want? How many bathrooms does it have a pool? Is there a specific school zone that you want to be in? That these are all things that in that conversation up front we're getting to know and like, right? So you opened them up through those couple of questions in the beginning. Now you're able to start to identify what it would look like if they did get there. Right? So perfect. You got them to know and like you by the end of that call. You have a much better chance of helping them in the future. It's about building relationships. It's not about the right now, it's about the long term building relationships. So we're going to go on to the question that nobody asks, but it goes second and it has the biggest title here. It's bigger than what here for a very particular reason, because this is where the magic happens. So here's a quick dialogue. In that same call, if they were really that cold, and now that they've opened up, you could ask the question still, and it'll probably have the same result. Hey, look, I totally get that you're just looking, and I've got all my notes here, and I'm looking down. Just out of curiosity, you know, if we could make this happen, when would you ideally like to move in? They're typically going to answer here, right? So now you've taken somebody who was trying to get you out of this. They were using their shield. I'm just looking, and you've broken them down to get them to a point to say, okay, this person's attentive and working through. I can see the house I just described it. They visualized where they want to go. So they answer you back. Well, I mean, I'd like to move in November. Awesome. What happens in November? Our lease ends in November. Awesome. Do you happen to remember if you paid your first and last when you gave your deposit up front? Yes, I did. Excellent. As your agent, it's my responsibility to get you as many opportunities as I possibly can. And right now, in a market like this, opportunities equal time. So with you paying that last month already, it means your last payment's really due in October, right? Yeah, that's right. Awesome. Well, hey, is it crazy or would you be open to closing in October? Well, yeah, I mean that could make sense. Awesome. Well, yeah, if you close in October, it gives you a month or more where you can, just take your time moving over into your new house, set it up the way you want to, instead of it being a panic last minute where it's everything happening the same day. Are you aware that the typical transaction takes 40 days? Oh yeah, well I've heard that before. And hey, look, this is typical. And if it's cash, sometimes that can take 15 days. If it's finance, sometimes it takes 50 or 60 days depending on which lender you use. With that said, let's use 40 days, and let's say with a date of October 15th, we really should start looking in September, which is just a month away. Is this something that you might want to take seriously, or do you want to just keep it on the back burner? You can only ask, that's an aggressive question. You can ask it now because the when, you're in the power of authority, right? Like you just made the plan that's put this on the back burner because it's so chaotic and stressful and they don't know what to do. And you just broke it down to them real simply. When? When is the way that you build trust? So now you've got no like and trust. And they say back to you, yeah, that does sound about right. Well, hey, look, I really appreciate you taking all this time with me. I know your time is valuable. Just we're gonna start to put this in place. I'm gonna send you homes over. Before I let you go, is this something where you're gonna pay cash, or are you thinking about financing? Oh, okay, awesome, awesome. And have you already spoken to a lender? Yeah, I've spoken to a couple, but I just I haven't really I'm sure my credit's fine. Awesome. Well, hey, look, I'm sure it is too. But in my experience, I've seen people that they're looking at Credit Karma, the credit scores are in the 700s. They think everything's fine. We get close to their window, and as it turns out, they've got a collection on there that has to be resolved. They've got a dispute on their credit that has to be resolved. And guys, sometimes people don't even know about this. So, did you know that a pre-approval is good for 90 days? Yeah, I've heard that before. Well, hey, look, I don't want to press on you, but if this is something that we're going to do moving forward and we're going to do everything to get our wheels ready to start turning in September, wouldn't it make more sense to just go ahead and rip this band-aid off now and make sure that everything is done and ready when it comes to September? We have our pre-approval, we're ready to go, and you have a check in hand. Yeah, that would be awesome. Great. And if you have a preferred lender at that point, it's a great time to introduce them. And then you wrap the call saying, hey, I really appreciate that you taking the time with me. Expect an email and a text later on. Just want to get you started with some homes. And inside that, I want you to comment. Let me know which homes, really, like I really like the kitchen in this one. I like that this one doesn't have carpet. I love the front of this house. I love the neighborhood. These are the things that are going to help build up my knowledge of what you're looking for. So that when we get started, I don't want to waste your time. I want to make sure that when we're going out to see a house, it checks your boxes and it's something that you could actually live in. That's an incredible call, you guys. Like, that is how you end with no like and trust, and you only ask how once you have trust. If you ask how before that, you're just asking to get out of the call. And I get it. We're all busy and we're all grumpy and we're all like, trying to figure out where to put things in time, but there's still a right process for this. Hey guys, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you tuning in. And to see more like this, just continue tuning into the Apex Agents page and we'll keep rocking and rolling. Thanks, y'all.